Right, welcome to Live Hangout 45, I believe. I think this one will be popular because I'm calling it rape jokes. I didn't think I'd be making another hangout this month, November, but I've got a lot to do next month with. I wanted to add some more cases to the timeline, but I've got a lot to do, a lot of other things to do as well. I'm editing a book and all sorts of things, and also this injury is there's definitely I've got no strength at all in this hand now. As I've said before, I'm left-handed, so and I'm having. I think with the accident, you know, when I landed on my face, I've done something there. But the X-ray didn't detect anything, but I've been so tired and drained that I can't. You know, I find it very difficult to if I go out for a couple of hours, I'm okay, but a lot of the time I have to take very frequent breaks if I sit at the keyboard. It's very annoying, but lucky to be here. 4 years older than a certain Mr. Maradona, who kicked his last ball in the bucket this week. I say this week. This is the early hours of Saturday morning. I'm not sure exactly when I'll be putting this out, but when I put the notes together, it will definitely be no later than the 30th. So please, last cough. One or two news-ish items. An update from Jack Rebolledo. You'll find him on the timeline. Briefly, he's a serving soldier in the US. He married a woman named Kurus, who's absolutely batshit crazy, and she staged a rape. Claimed he'd attacked her and beaten her and sexually violated her in her garage. She dragged her. She has 2 kids from a previous marriage, so she dragged them into it to back up her story. Fortunately for him, but not for her, Jack was out of state at the time, and she was charged. And I can understand the poor bloke's been through. It's a nightmare. But I've got an update from him earlier this month. The prosecutor has decided it's not worth the time going to trial. Prosecutors. They plan on offering her diversion. Meanwhile, she'll have to do 50 hours of community service, not to get into trouble for a related crime for 24 months. She'll also have to stay away from me. And the question, the real question is, if Jack or someone else had carried out this crime, would that person have been offered a diversion? I don't think so. For those of you not familiar with diversion, it's they have something similar in New Zealand and probably elsewhere. Elsewhere, it's to allow people to it's not like, I suppose it's sort of like probation, but it's so they can keep their records clean. It should only be used really for minor offences, relatively minor offences, and predominantly for the young, you know, to stop them being stained for life. This is absolutely outrageous, but like the guy says, no justice. There's somebody else being dogpiled by the hashtag #MeToo movement, a comedian, a bloke named James Veitch. I've seen him once or twice. Don't think it was particularly funny, but what's happening to him isn't particularly funny either. A gaggle of demented women have crawled out of the woodwork to accuse him of violating them years ago when he was at college, and it's having an effect. I mean, it's just outrageous, these demented hags. This isn't a rape claim, but it's false or otherwise. But oh, here we go. Here we go. Right. This is a police officer sacked for sending explicit photos to a woman he met on Bumble while on duty. I never heard of Bumble, but I gave it some sort of hookup site, like what's it? It's Tinder, and there's one for homosexuals as well, Grindr. That bloke's Paul met four young men on Grindr, murdered them. It's a laugh, really. Apparently he's got PC Dave Humpherson. Humpherson. Committed gross misconduct was dismissed West Midlands Police. Dismissed racist. He's a 41-year-old voted police officer of the year in 2019. I think he had something like 22 years service, and he sent an explicit photo on WhatsApp to a woman who, I mean, I presume there's not a lot of detail in this report, but yeah, his barrister argued he was encouraged in a sexualised conversation by Miss A. I mean, it's just, this is way over the top. I'll tell you why it's what, because I raised with police officers who, the scum of what they did to me, they should be in jail for many years. And I've seen this sort of thing, you know. I mean, there's so many bent coppers, you know, and they get away with fucking murder. And this guy, who seems to be exemplary, the woman did not make a formal complaint, but made an inquiry of professional standards. Why? I mean, it's just, and you see this all the time. It's not just police officers, mostly police officers, but it can happen to doctors as well, and anyone wearing a uniform, anyone in a position of, any man wearing a uniform, or position of authority. The women come onto them. This appears to be like two-way here, and then the next thing they're reported, and they're victimising they're preying on a vulnerable woman, and poor cunt is sacked. I think it's outrageous, absolutely outrageous. Oh, you should, okay, but to sack him like that for, you know, that isn't just outrageous. When you consider the Pamela Somerville case, look that up on site. There's actually CCTV of this, I forget the thug's name now, threw this woman in a cell. Not a young woman, not a big woman, not a young woman. Threw her down in the cell, smashed her face, and he ended up, when he was sacked, then he got a jail sentence. He appealed and he got it all back. Oh, just absolutely outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. They've got no sense of priorities, these people. Police. This is, I was looking up a false allegation today. I found this one appears to be genuine. This is from October 2006, Coventry Telegraph. Police hunting a man who dragged a 17-year-old girl up against the wall and indecently assaulted her. The incident happened in Pooley View, Polesworth, near Atherstone, shortly after midnight on Sunday. A Warwickshire police spokesman said the victim was walking home from a social event at Polesworth Memorial Hall. 17-year-old girl should have an escort. You know, I mean, couldn't they find an escort for a 17-year-old, even one who isn't particularly attractive? He staggered across the road to her. He replied he was drunk. The girl kicked at the man and managed to struggle free and run away. So I say it sounds like a drunk, but obviously a frightening incident. That in case you're wondering the relevance of it, there's I just froze. You know, real victims don't just froze; they fight back and they report promptly. Okay, now for some comedy in no particular order. The Bill Cosby. This is one of my favourite clips. This is from the Bill Cosby witch hunt. This is Linda Ridgeway Whitedeer, and just listen to it.
As I looked up, his penis was out of his pants, and he shoved it into my mouth.
That's Gloria Allred talking, the ambulance chasing lawyer who framed Bill Cosby. And there's a full-length video on the subject called "The Prior Bad Acts of Gloria Allred," and Cosby wasn't the only man she tried to frame. So check that out if you have time. Anyway, this is Allred speaking, and she passes it over to Whitedeer.
His attack was fast, with surgical precision, and surprise was on his side.
I couldn't breathe. I was in shock. I thought of the boy possibly outside the door. When Cosby was done, there was a horrible mess of semen all over my face, my clothes, and in my hair. He took out a Kleenex to try and wipe off my face. I was bordering between vomiting and passing out. He was mumbling that I had been blessed with his semen, as if it was holy water. He gloated over my humiliation. He planned it. Even to this day, I am still ashamed that I went into shock. I wish I had tried to kick him, but I felt like my heart had stopped. I couldn't catch my breath.
He then said, "Come here."
That's another accuser. Eden Taylor. This should have been his response. I still can't understand why nobody laughed. I mean, you had press, but that's on the New York Daily News YouTube account. It's on Gloria Allred's as well. Where I'll have to get straight. Just a sec. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm not. I've always had bad physical. I've never been a prime specimen, put it that way. But it's past few weeks I've been really. Yeah, I mean, this is on the website of the New York Daily, the New York Daily News, which has been in the news itself recently for other reasons, and it's on Gloria Allred's YouTube account. There's the comments are enabled. The comments are enabled here, so I'll make a comment or two later. But these mad bitches, she brought forth a procession of these literally mad bitches, and people take, the whole media took them seriously. And that cost me doing a jail sentence for what? It's absolutely outrageous. Okay, this in no particular order. This one is from November 13th, 1980. Let's find the actual case on the timeline. Here we are. Right, this is 1980. This is from New York City. A black named Jeffrey Gordon was accused. They were working for where were they working? They're working together anyway. A New York City employee won the $10,000 in the state Supreme Court after he gave a convincing demonstration. He was arguing to be falsely accused of rape. He was an accountant, and he worked for New York City. He was arrested. A young woman, 20-year-old Andrea Cohen, claimed he raped her in the office. He was arrested, but the grand jury refused to indict. So he sued her for $2.5 million. Well, obviously, he's not going to get that out of her. Otherwise, she wouldn't be working in the office. She testified during the one-day non-jury trial that she was raped. She pulled at Gordon's hair. At that point in the testimony, Gordon stood up, removed his toupee. Judge Angelo Roncarlo directed the $10,000 settlement, saying he didn't believe the alleged rape ever happened. This has to be a delayed report, because obviously if she were raped, she would report it once and there would be physical evidence. There's another one from oh dear, I've got to sneeze there. Oh dear, that's another reason I won't be making this next one. I'll be dead. Right, this is this is an interesting one. This happened in Canada again in 1980, August the 12th and 13th, and it involved a bloke named, would you believe, Canada? Ronald Pierre Canada. Basically, close to midnight on August the 12th, 1980. And he's given his cousin, who's also known in Canada, a ride to down Edmonton. He backs out in the driveway and the car is stuck. So, his car struck the fender of another car parked in such a way as to partially block the driveway. Well, the passenger in the car, there's an altercation. Canada walked over to the passenger side of the car, spoke to the window, and he bent down and asked the male passenger for automobile insurance and registration information. Well, this guy, whose name was Peter Dzidzic, D-Z-I-E-D-Z-I-C. Z means Z for American listeners. So he shoved put his hand in Canada's face, pushed him away. So an altercation developed. Canada lost his glasses. his cousin came up and there was a scuffle. Turned into a fight between Robert Canada, the guy who's given the cousin, and Zizik, and the original Mr. Canada, the first Mr. Canada, attempted to stop the fight, and then the passenger in the car, the driver, sorry, the female driver, started shouting, "Rape, rape!" And police came. Somehow she was naked, or she stripped. Oh yeah, she loaded the plate tore her clothes and raped her, or at least tried to rape her. So they took a statement from a naked woman, seriously and immediately handcuffed the plaintiff, pushed him to a police cruiser. During subsequent more thorough interviews, I'm reading from court judgment here, the defendant fabricated an incredible story of a brutal attempted rape with threats of murder alleged to be committed by the plaintiff. And this would end up in civil court. He lost his liberty for 8 days, it says. The defendant fabricated such details in circumstances believed by patrol officers that she set in motion the heavy wheels of the justice machinery. So he sued and what did he get? Lost them. Oh god. He won the case anyway. It's it's August. So it's August. She was in Canada. In Canada, it's called public mischief. She got she was given a sentence of 45 days plus 2 years probation. The Crown appealed and the sentence was extended to 9 months. And it was that's a appeal judgment. I thought it was there's this is the civil case. He won it and he was awarded general damages $12,000, special damages $1,200. I mean, I don't know if you got anything out of her, but it's she didn't laugh at her. He wasn't laughing at the time. Here's another one who's hilarious. From, I say in no particular order, May 28, 2005. It wasn't an allegation of rape as such, but Charmaine Jeanette Kui, K-U-I, of Punta, Gorda. She said she was in the park. She claimed to be knocked unconscious and robbed. And she said her underpants were also removed, which implies something. No. When the police carried out a thorough investigation, the truth came out. She'd fallen off a picnic table while drunk. This one's hilarious too. From 2005, liberated Zimbabwe. A man has a dream about his wife having sex with a guy named Brighton Sibanda. He ends up being charged with rape. In an astonishing outburst of common sense, the magistrate says her husband is a liar who invented a story about a silly dream in order to intimidate his wife to confess. He thought she was having an affair. There's no place in our law for evidence based on dreams. Well, I'm not so sure of that. Some of the stuff in this database. The court is worried by the rising trend of married women engaging in stupid sexual scandals and then calls their husbands to come to court and make fools of themselves, trying to provide corroboration for non-existent rape allegations. Give that man a cigar and promote him to the High Court. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Some of the stuff they go out with. June the 1st, 2018. New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Teacher tells police she was dragged and gang raped by 4 students 2 days previously. And again the truth comes out. There was definitely sex. And the students were queuing up for her. There's been a lot of these cases actually in the United States of teachers Cape Cod Times, you know. Sex was consensual between ex-teacher now, Florida high school football players. There's lots of cases like this of quite attractive young teachers. Sometimes they come with boys who are a bit too young. But anyway, this is she brought this on herself. I've got no sympathy for her. No sympathy for any woman who cries rape, I'm afraid. Unless she really has been raped, of course. Yes, I should mention Michael Patterson. Professor Michael Patterson, who died not that long ago, last year or the year before. It was. He was a correspondent of mine. I think I contacted him. When was his? I'm not sure when the. I'm not sure when this was entered into the database, but it's an archive link, so I can't even date it. But well, I could, but it'd take. It's not really worth the hassle. But he was. It was an absolutely incredible story. To say it isn't really funny, but it's so ludicrous. Professor Michael Patterson was an Englishman. He was professor of drama. He was working in Northern Ireland at the University of Coleraine. And one day, the police come in and arrest him in front of his mother, who was 80 years old. They interrogate him over several hours and charge him with rape and buggery. He was released on bail but suspended. And a student whose name he let out to me, I won't name her at this particular point in time, but I do know her name. He let it out accidentally. It isn't included on this on the timeline, by the way. She claimed to be raped in the college, but a somewhat rather improbable situation. She did later produce a bra which police discovered had been cut, not torn. So that was the extent of forensic evidence. Since she'd already sought attention by claiming to have been beaten up by other students, and said she suffered from a hole in the heart, leukemia and breast cancer, one might have imagined her veracity in this case would have been doubted. Believe women! Further, her statement was full of inconsistencies and improbabilities. She was supposedly gagged by me, but then forced to commit fellatio. I allegedly orgasmed in her vagina and turned over and immediately penetrated her anus, hardly likely for a man in his 50s. It's strikingly similar to another allegation, Lorraine Miles and Kenneth Cain. He was her physiotherapist. I'm wondering if there might be some sort of delusional condition here that women sometimes get. You know, the violation in three orifices. It's in Lorraine Miles' Cain case, she claimed he'd tried to make her fellate him, but she kept her mouth closed. It was just anyway, suspended, and he went. He left Ireland and came back to the UK, to England, and he got a job. He got a post at University of Leicester. When he died, he was actually didn't work for the University of Leicester. He was actually a Professor Emeritus. So he appeared in court, and there was after 7 months of continuing nightmare, she went to the police with further allegations. They not just raped her once, but several times, including under the steps of the university. She was then interviewed in person by the DPP, but the DPP for Northern Ireland, I presume. And they directed charges against me should be dropped. And he appeared in front of the magistrate, and okay, bye bye. And not so much as a no sort of apology. He was reinstated, but some students understandably believed the story that she was able to prevent in my absence, considered the outcome to be a whitewash, boycott my classes, circulated a leaflet. This absolutely outrageous. That, you know, this is back in the early 90s. Don't forget, before this hashtag Me Too nonsense. So it doesn't end there. After some time on a new post, I was served with a civil writ, once again alleging rape. My accuser was transferred to Manchester University after my return to the University of Ulster. And began to stage epileptic fits. When a scan proved she was not epileptic, she was referred to a psychiatrist who diagnosed post-traumatic stress disorder as a result of the rape, and the rape never happened. So she was awarded legal aid to conduct her action, which was to cost me well over £10,000. I was repeatedly offered the opportunity to pay off my accuser, and indeed I would have been cheaper to have done so, but I could not have lived with myself. Quite right, you know. Far from support me anyway, the university insisted I should be personally liable for any damages to them resulting from the action. To this day, she is protected by anonymity. I've been declared innocent by both the criminal and civil courts, and articles written about me in the press, admittedly all favourable, but nevertheless a strain on my family. Well, after more years of this living nightmare, the case finally came to court in May 1998. She didn't even appear. The case was dropped and cost award against her. It was meaningless. He was obviously very unhappy about it. He did actually. I've got some correspondence which I might publish about his proposals for rape reform. I think he said that date rape shouldn't be treated the same as rape. Jill, what's her name? Jill, the victim of the village rape. Jill Saywood, she said that. I keep forgetting people's names. That must be part of the condition. So that really, you can call it funny if you like, but it obviously wasn't funny for him. Well, you look back on it, but it's absolutely outrageous. This one here, 1979. Bodmin, where's Bodmin? This is Bodmin Crown Court, which doesn't exist any longer. A middle-aged man cleared of raping a teenager. This was she was a 17 stone virgin. He was 5'6". He had a false right leg, a gammy left leg, arm and shoulder injuries from a motorcycle accident, I could not have taken off her pants and tights like she claimed, said the man. Gloria agreed. He could not have done it without her help. I think this one is very fun. I like this one because this concerns a bloke named Gareth Lineker, not to be confused with Gary Lineker. Gareth Lineker. This is March 22nd, 1993. What happened was that he was a teenager, probably a virgin, because why else would a teenager go to a prostitute? And he had sex with this woman for a fee of £25, but they had the sex first and he ran off, so she cried rape. He was convicted and given 2 years probation, 100 hours community service, which sounds extremely lenient for a rape case, but it's understandable why. We went to the Court of Appeal, and that's the right one, isn't it? Yeah. Lord Justice Swinton Thomas, Mr. Justice Moore, who actually appeared before that silly old cunt in Brown v. Housewoods. The theft of services. I came up with it. Is it so? I think so. Immediately complained that the Crown case based areas of the was the active section that was part of the place as a result of a violent force assault by her. She said she would not agree to sexual intercourse as he paid in advance. The case of Crown of what I referred to, defined him to describe rape such a non-rape is forcible translation of without consent. The appellant did not give evidence on his own behalf, but cross-examination of the complainant was on the lines the act of sexual intercourse would be done with the complainant's consent. That what happened was that afterwards the complainant had broken his promise to pay her. So, this is absolutely absolutely ridiculous. It's the sort of thing you can look back on when he's older and wiser. Not the sort of thing to tell any future spouse, though. And I think we'll end up with another really hilarious one. This was from California, only in California, only in America, only in California. Listen to this. This is hilarious. This actually made the news anchor laugh.
Police say this woman, a 36-year-old licensed psychologist, Lorraine Martinez, faked a violent home invasion and rape.
The glass had been broken. It looked like something like there was some type of struggle. The clothes had been torn, and she had some injury to her face and trauma to her face.
Cops say she went all out with this ruse. Here are a list of her self-inflicted injuries. Allegedly, she spoiled her own lip with a pin, scraped her knuckles with sandpaper, and then, this is the kicker, you might say, she had her friend punch her in the face. She ripped her blouse open and, no, this is actually the kicker, wet her pants on purpose. Martinez even said that credit cards and laptops had been stolen, but investigators say they later found them at the home of the friend who had punched her in the face, allegedly. Cops uncovered this hoax because she allegedly told her co-workers at the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, where she counseled inmates about her devious plan. And now the husband she was reportedly trying to dupe into moving is, well, this is no surprise anyway, divorcing her. Straight out to Sonia Osorio, Executive Director of New York City's National Organization for Women. You work so hard to get rape taken seriously. Does this undercut everything that you and so many women are working for?
It's always the real victim is some woman who isn't. The real victim is always some hypothetical rape victim in the future. Listen to this.
Sure, it sure does. You know, every time that there's a false accusation of rape like this, it's a really harmful thing. You know, the fact of the matter is, so many raped women actually never report being raped.
That's the biggest joke of all. Okay, you'll find those on the timeline. She said alleged there, but I forget what happened to Martin. Let's have a look. She I think her husband did divorce her. Where are we? I haven't got it here, but she was convicted anyway. Absolutely ridiculous. So anyway, that's a bit of humour for rape jokes. You'll find actual rape jokes on quite a lot on the Wikipedia.net website, and all over the web, of course, including Gloria Allred's YouTube account. So this, I'll put this online next hour. So I probably won't be making another one until next year. I want to do something with this software. I'm still using Windows 7 and I don't want to upgrade because Windows 10 is a high-wall product. But I need to sort out some way of doing live hangouts on it. I can do Zoom, but I don't want to subscribe to Zoom. I'm a bit short of money, like everybody else at the moment. I've done one live. I've done a call. I did a call with Jack Rebolledo a while back through Facebook. There might be other ways of doing it, but my main priority is to keep adding to the Force Rape timeline. I say I've got a lot of other work to get on with at the moment. Anyway, let me have your comments. Anyone who wants to make any donations, you know where I live. One other thing I will mention, let's have a look at this. Where are we? Yeah. I think I mentioned that business with the gang rape in Cyprus. I wrote to the police chief, and on November 24th somebody from Nicosia logged. This is an official. It doesn't say police, but I presume that they've got my letter, and stop these demented hags from Rape Crisis Scotland interfering in their business. A few visits. I don't get a lot of. I'm usually look at the counter on the homepage. Don't get that many visits to the homepage because well, it's just the homepage, but it's quite. Get quite a lot of visitors to the Force Rape timeline. I've got an internal account as well on my host. I'm here from Charter Township, Valendale, Google Mountain View, JSC, Tom Square it is, Chelmsford, Google, Coffeeville, Birmingham, Amsterdam. Yeah, go back. So anyway, and if you have any cases, if you find any cases, or if like Jack, you marry some demented woman, and she gets charged with false allegations, send me documentation. We don't have to. You can send it anonymous if you want, and if you don't want me to mention you, and that's fine. I've still got quite a backlog. I've got probably about 3,000 files to go through. I don't know how many of those will be. There's a few duplicates and, and quite a lot which I'll discard. But I certainly a lot. I've got a lot to go through, and got a lot more links to look through, and I found some more resources online as well. So anyway, that's the end of this. Live hangout. And one other thing, and if you have any suggestions for what I could put in hangouts, you'll find a list of them on the page. They're all uploaded to, apart from this one and the one before it, which will go soon. They've all been uploaded to BitChute and to the last one up below is a BitChute. The Internet Archive as well. So, and I've put them on rumble.com. So there's a list on the main page. I'll just find it. There's a list at September 19, 2018, the entry, and there's there's various things discussing about cabinet cases, etc. How and why the time they come about, false hope statistics, false allegations against celebrities, the fraud of tonic immobility, rape, racism, man haters and female psychopaths. That's one to watch, man haters and female psychopaths. Tales of traffic women, false crime and punishment, letter to Liam, the grand conspiracy. So there's quite a lot here, and I've made other videos besides. There's rape and corporation, and most recently I did one on Jimmy Savile, the truth about Jimmy Savile, and another one about that idiot Jim Hopper, the junk science of Jim Hopper. So anyway, that's it, and I do hear from one or two of you. Again, you know where I am, and thanks for listening.